Hello, everybody, and welcome to MangaPod. We are a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we have read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. This week, we read Fort of Apocalypse, or Apocalypse No Tori Day, chapters 1 through 23, volumes 1 through 5. Chapters 1 through 23.
Sure, yeah.
Sure. Oops.
That works.
I know what I'm doing. I'm prepared. Also, this week we are sponsored by the lovely Crunchyroll. If you do not know what Crunchyroll is, it is a streaming service. They have anime, mangas, and J-dramas. If you want to read Fort of Apocalypse legally, you can do so on their website. If you use the link crunchyroll.com/mangapod, you can try out their 30-day free trial of their premium membership, which is pretty dope. So if you want to do that, that'd be awesome. I am Erin of Happily Erin, your host, and with me are my three lovely co-hosts as well as a very special guest. So we will start with Dodger introducing herself and then go around, ending with our guest.
Hi everybody, I'm Dodger, and I'm excited to talk about this manga because Erin's been telling me about it for a while, and I'm glad that we finally got it on the schedule. So yeah, let's have Spooky Pod. Let's do it.
Spooky Pod. Oh, that's right. It's our Halloween Spooky Pod. It's our
It is.
Spooky Pod. Yoku.
So it's been a very long while. I mean, we just came back like a week ago, but I wasn't there. But I'm here now. What's up? And I'm excited to talk about this. I never memorized the name of this manga. I just call it Apocalypse because every time I look it up, I don't know. I just never got a chance to read the name because I was just too into the series.
It's on every
that's
single
a good reason.
It's
Lou?
good. My name's Lou, and I'm from Lou Talks Anime, and I'm really excited that Skype has zombie emojis.
Oh, it does.
That's true.
They dance. And our special guest.
Oh, hey, I'm Cry. I was kind of forced here because I was told there was going to be things that I can't discuss in public, but there was going to be them. So here I am.
There still will be them.
It's true. Yep.
Sweet.
That will happen
Yes.
later.
Cry, thank you so much for being here. We're really excited to have you.
Oh, I thank you. I am excited to be nerdy with you people.
Weeaboo, you're a
Yes.
weeb now that you're here. You're honorary
Oh.
weeb.
Cool. There goes the man card.
Yep.
All
I-
right.
Can I tell a story?
Yeah.
So when we told Cry what the manga was that we were going to be reading, within like 2 days he messaged me and was like, so I finished the manga. Even though it was like months away from when we were going to have to do this.
I remember you telling me that. I'm like, he's just going to have to read it again.
I totally forgot.
You just got so excited.
It was
And then at the
good.
last minute we were like, hey, can you add 10 more chapters onto that? And he was like, yes.
Like, really prepared,
I
really
betcha.
prepared hosts.
No, I betcha he was just checking it out, and then he just kind of like got sucked in. I could see that happening with
Much
this,
like you.
this manga. You just it's
So
one
quickly
of those
sucked in
that
you couldn't even read the name.
Didn't
Yeah.
even know the name.
yeah.
You're just in such a rush to get to the story. I mean, who has time for a name?
Who has time
Yeah.
for titles?
Yeah, it's like when you go on that one blind date and you forget her name, but she's totally hot.
It's just like that.
Apocalypse No Tori Day.
That is his
Your
apocalypse.
one night stand.
Exactly.
Oh, perfect. If you've never joined us for a MangaPod before, let's just keep going. If you've never joined us for a MangaPod before, what we like to do is give you a spoiler-free description, aka a summary that will be read by a lovely Cry, and then we'll give you our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we think you should spend time going to read this manga or not. That way, if you guys don't want to be spoiled by it, you can take your leave. Once we get to spoiler section, we'll do a countdown so you know that it's happening, and then you can go read it and then come back and watch the VOD of this on my channel, youtube.com/happily Erin. Please do not spoil anything until we get into spoiler section, and then once we're in there, do not spoil anything past chapter 23. Please do not spoil anything past chapter 23. You will get timed out, and then you'll get banned, and it's just really sad if that happens. So don't do it to yourself. Don't be a rotten bacon butt.
I will be so upset with you because it took every ounce of self-control I had to stop at chapter 23. And if you ruin shit that happens after chapter 23, I will mess you up.
You stopped at chapter 23. Good. I thought I was the only one because these two guys are just
I
saying.
know, these two yahoos.
Hey, I have already read it. In my defense, I read it last year. Thank you.
Lou's like, I read to 25.
I got no regrets.
I don't regret it. I don't regret. I'm like,
No
dude, that's
regrets.
cheating.
I kind of like. I was kind of mean to you guys because I was like, I could have him stop at 23 or 25, but 23 is a cliffhanger. So
That's
Well, I straight up
that's the
said-
best place to stop. By the way,
See,
best.
I straight up
Yeah,
said
it was a really
that
good cliffhanger.
23, I don't care if it's a cliffhanger, I'm going to keep going. And that's what I did.
Cry, did you when you? We'll get into it.
I just want to say it kind of is like a cliff at the end of 23.
But-
Almost.
I know, I did it for the pun.
Yeah, good job.
It was all for the fun.
It was
Well
all for the
done.
fun. Awesome. Cry, would you mind reading our spoiler-free description?
Okay, buck down. This is a long one. It's a bit of a doozy. What can you do when you get mistaken for murder? Nothing. You go to prison. Lucky you. Your mates are some of the biggest cutthroats in the prison. Seriously, you're lucky. Especially when the zombies attack. That's it. That's it. That's about it. There's nothing else. That's about it.
It's a pretty good, it's enticing. Doesn't give you too much. Gives you just enough. Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you for reading.
I mean,
Zombies are like
it's
the
better than that.
Let's do spoiler-free recommendations. Who would like to go first? Anybody? If not, I can because I love this manga.
Aaron, go for it.
I love this manga. I think it's a really good horror, and there's not a ton of zombie anime or manga, and I think this is one that you think when you first start reading it, you think it's going in a specific direction, but you have no idea where it's actually going. And so there's a lot of twists and really freaky WTF what the fuck is happening moments that are great. So I think it's awesome, particularly if you like gore and horror, and doesn't have a deep story, but it's really entertaining. So
Yeah, can I go next? Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect going into this one, and but once I started reading the first couple chapters, I pretty much knew what to expect. It's gonna be one of those that like a bunch of shit's gonna go down. It's kind of established pretty quick, but it really is scary. I mean, it's not like scary as in it's gonna like you're gonna be like having nightmares. I mean, you might. You might. I mean, I wouldn't like have nightmares from something like this. But while I was reading it, I had actually my roommate was just standing like over my shoulder the whole time. He stood there while I read the 23 chapters.
I would
reading
be
it with.
weirded the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, I think that's
Like,
creepier
go
than the
read it
manga that we
yourself,
read.
you weirdo.
Yeah.
You know, he
God.
stood there, and I asked him like, "You just gonna stand there?" He's like, "Yes." So he just stood there, and while I read it, and it was creepy, like the art style, the way the characters and all those crazy zombies and crazy forms of zombies were drawn. It really is scary in the moment. I really want this to be turned into an anime and done well.
I think it would be super cool as an anime.
Like this would be way better than High School of the Dead.
Yeah, this is High
Zombie-wise.
School of the Dead without fan service.
Yeah.
And better zombies. I mean, they didn't really focus as much as zombies on that. There was more about
It's more about the people and
Yeah, this is like about the zombies, man.
That was Titties of the Dead, man. Shit.
Gravity defying
just
titties
zombie
of the dead.
titties.
It's that the boob bullet gif is like
Oh
it will
my God.
outlast any knowledge about
Right.
that anime.
Like when
full
human
time.
race like goes instinct and like aliens show
Instinct.
It goes instinct.
up. Instinct, extinct. But the aliens will show up and they'll see that gif and they'll understand.
That'll be
They'll
our
be like, wow, their
that'll
boobs
be our
move
legacy.
so fast.
That
They
is
will understand.
my-
They'll
my
be
God.
like, they must be evolved much further than us.
We should leave before they find us. I can go next. Yeah, I super enjoyed this manga. I kind of expected that I was going to. I wasn't sold on the art. At first, I think the art was like pretty sketchy, but it got a lot better, like drastically as we kept reading. And yeah, I loved that there were things I assumed, especially after anybody who watched Gakogurashi, I think is going to read this and be like, I'm seeing some parallels, and that'll make you assume that certain things are going to happen, or I don't know. especially determined by the name of the manga. There are things that you're going to expect to happen that are like, it's going to go in completely different directions, which I really appreciated. I liked that I wasn't able to predict what was going to happen in this manga, which I expected. I thought that it was going to be a bit more predictable, and it wasn't. So.
Yeah, same here. I'm gonna have to agree 100% with what Dodger said, especially with the parallels to Gakko Garashi. So, but I think it does enough things differently that it does stand out from other interpretations of the zombie apocalypse story. So, I highly recommend it. I thought it was a really good read.
Can I ask?
Zombie apocalypse plus school.
Yeah.
Story. Yeah.
Can I ask? Is Gakko Garashi as good? I mean,
I know I haven't seen it.
Super good.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend.
Yeah, is that okay? That's what I want to know. Thank you. I will watch it. I will watch.
That's all I wanted to know. And Cry, what were your
See ya.
thoughts? Your spoiler-free recommendation about this?
Oh, it's pretty good.
Perfect.
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Quite
yeah,
concise.
It's identifiable. Yeah.
Quite concise.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Let's jump into spoiler section. Once again, do not spoil anything past chapter 23. So let's do spoilers. Dodger, you want to count down? 5,
Yes. 5,
4.
3, 2, 1.
Boker's God.
Boker is gone.
Boker's
That's true.
Child of Light.
Actual, yeah.
I was gonna
the
say that
child
is
of
the
light.
actual. I was gonna say the zombie dogs, the zombie
Beach,
dogs.
yeah.
The
The
zombie
zombie-
gods. Flip it back so it's upside down and it's.
No, that one little kid zombie. Riku is God. There.
Riku.
Dude,
Killed, like,
Riku, that
so
whole
many
scene
people.
with Riku fucking all those dudes up, like,
That was such a massacre, man.
Oh, it's so
So
cool.
holy shit.
So epic. Let's.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask a question. The usual question we start with. What are your guys' No, wait, no, we already answered this. Never mind. Let's talk about Rikun.
What we expect.
I was gonna say, what do we expect? But everybody kind of. Didn't
Yeah,
everybody
we
kind of said that? They were like, I
Yeah,
expect.
I said I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
exactly.
Concise. Like it.
Good. But yeah, like, if we're gonna want to answer the question what you're expecting before you read it, like, when I first started reading it, like I said, I was expecting it to go very, they're gonna go escape and try and find their family, make sure their family is okay, because a lot of zombie stories are, I'm going to go on this mission to find my family because I have this hope that they're still alive. Whereas this, it was like, third chapter, they're like, no, your family's already monsters, they're dead. Like,
Yeah.
I like that they just like they jump one page to the next, that they're already there and they already found them and they're already like, oh look, she shop with a shopping bag. Ooh. And we're like, wait, that's it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, they got it very quickly out of the way that that's not what this zombie manga is gonna be about.
There were a couple that were like that. I thought that the whole thing was possibly gonna take it was possibly gonna come from the angle of the second and third season of Walking Dead, where it's like, we're gonna hunker down in this place and then it's all gonna be about tension between, because like they already have it built in, right? All of these kids are fucking monsters. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be yet another, we have a place that's safe from the zombies, but the real monsters are us. And then that wasn't, you're right. And then that wasn't what it was at all. Like, immediately they were being thrown back out. Like, you guys can't stay here. And they were like, get some guns. And they're like, all right, get the fuck out of here. And you got to go on foot. I was like, holy shit. Like, they're out in the open already. Like, the title implies that it's all going to take place in the fort, and it's not at all, which I loved. I thought that was
I mean, it kind of does.
Yeah.
It always goes back to the fort, but it doesn't. It doesn't like always take place.
But like
there,
the
which is
whole,
nice.
like a big part of this was the journey to get the guns and come back and, meeting the dude with Rikun and finding the fucking zombie dogs. The dogs.
What was everybody's reaction to zombie dogs?
I want one.
Fuck that
I-
shit.
I did not expect that. I didn't know that there would be like, they look so creepy, man. Their hands were still like normal hands, but they were like dogs.
I couldn't
And the
tell.
lack of noses was really.
I know, what was up with that? They cut off their noses? Like, that's how you
Yeah,
get
because it was
Well,
actually people. It wasn't actually dogs. They
Yeah,
just-
That's what
Yeah,
I
it was-
people. It was people
was,
turning
right?
into dogs. Yeah.
Like, I was like, so their base was still humans, but they morphed way beyond the way that the other ones morphed. I was like, fuck, are all of these mutations just people? Or, I don't know.
It also
Fuck that,
made me
man.
wonder
Gives
what
you
other
questions.
Thousands of them. I
mutations
was
there
like,
would be
fuck.
later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see.
Yeah, I love that part because it's comes so out of nowhere where they find the survivor dude and he's like, "Man, how did you guys escape those fast little monsters?" And they're like, "They're really slow. What do you?" And then one just dives through the window and you see them for the first time. And the way that the art does perspective, that's something that I noticed in this manga a lot, especially later on. It does perspective really well, and that you feel, at least for me, I felt like I was seeing what the characters were seeing with the way that it did a lot of these drawings. And so when they jump out the window and they look and they're just like, what the fuck are these things? And there's just tons of them standing there.
I also loved that because we finally found another survivor outside of the fort and he insta-died.
Oh yeah, the dog. That's how that introduction to the dogs was him
Yeah.
being eaten. His face being eaten.
Jesus.
They're
Yeah.
so...
What I like in terms of the storytelling though for this manga is that when I went into it, I expected slow and methodical storytelling, like you guys were saying, in terms of like, all right, they're gonna hunker down in this. It's gonna be them fighting over provisions. Gradually, they'll get overtaken, and it'll go the way of every other zombie apocalypse story. And that's
When
not
did
what
you
we
guys
got.
stop thinking that was gonna happen? When did you guys like realize this is gonna be just not really my
When they got in the
some stuff
car
going on?
and left, that's when I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, when they left.
Change.
When they were like, "Oh, you
I don't
want
know.
to see your family? Let's get the fuck out of here, freedom!" and just peace out. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
for me
we're
it was
leaving
around the time when
already."
the whole family thing happened. Yeah, I kind of read through it so fast, like it was like a breeze to go through this, even though they were really long chapters. Like I never really had that big feeling because I came in with
Yoku, no.
blind and look up
Yoku,
it,
no.
and I never heard of it.
Please.
No, no.
Good job.
Okay, see, it listens. The internet listens. But yeah, I don't remember what I was saying, so let's move on.
Sorry.
Cry, what about you? When did you have that moment of, oh, this isn't gonna be a typical zombie? If you had that moment.
I had that moment when it turned out that big boob lady was a cultist lady and not a, hey, she's gonna give the fan service now lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
expecting
she was
it.
both, kind of.
I mean, but we didn't see even cleavage. How is that fan service?
You sound so mad.
That's
Where
the
did
worst
Yoku
kind
go?
of freaking fan service, man.
Maybe that was
It
body
was
tape.
just
Maybe
like
that was a
her-
full body
That'd be
tattoo.
impressive.
Whole
Body
outfit was
paint.
painted on. Oh god.
That
She
is-
was actually naked the whole time.
3-dimensional body paint. So many layers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all either. When he was like, I don't trust them. I don't think that they're here for the reason they said they are. I was like, then I wonder what it's going to be then. And I did not expect it to be, we're cultists. And the zombies are actually angels. I was like, nope.
And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just like,
I
oh,
forgot.
you're so precious, little Rikun. And Rikun's like, ah.
You're such a beautiful child.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people get really upset that the one female character in this manga walks out and she's just got really short skirt and giant boobs. But I loved there's not going to be many girls when it's an all boys prison is where the thing takes place
Yeah.
at all. But I did love that it became the whole cultist thing just came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, speaking of the cultist thing, the part that made me stop for like a good minute was when he was like, as soon as I saw him, I soiled myself and excreted or like ejaculated or something in his pants. And just like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, he's like, I feel bad telling you this, but definitely ejaculated and pooped myself. I was like, oh.
It's just
Oh,
like,
okay.
oh,
Yeah, the whole thing with the okay. Oh, I can't ask this because Aaron probably knows.
do it. Do
Ask
it.
it.
Okay,
Do it.
Do we think that Maeda is gonna like slowly morph into the new Child of Light?
I think
Because
it.
That's what I think is
Well,
gonna
that's
happen.
that's what's kind of it's going to that. He like the whole dream sequence that he had where he
Right.
went in the
Yeah, where
mirror,
he's
saw
like,
himself as
don't
that.
follow that weird man, and then the weird man slowly morphed into
The Booker and is just like
Booker.
Booker. How do you say that word?
Booker T. He slowly morphed into
Yeah,
Booker T.
absolutely.
And it was yeah.
It went a whole new direction.
Yeah, there was all of those moments where I was like, is he gonna make out with Maeda? Like when he kept trying to grab his face, and later they were like, oh, he was trying to get you to drink his blood. And I was like, ah.
I know, I was like, is that how they reproduce?
Just mouth touches.
Also known as
Trying to get a
kisses.
second base.
Yeah.
Mouth touches.
Just mouth touches. Sloppy mouth touches.
That was when the Booker first appeared. That was where I was like, oh, this isn't going where I thought it was going at all.
No, when the fucking
Because
of
he
zombies
appears and he's
appeared.
like
The
on
zombie
this
pyramid?
crown of zombies,
They're
and
moving.
they're
What?
Yeah, that
running.
was so nuts.
Look, he went under the highway. Like,
Yeah.
that was weird.
That
I
part,
thought-
because I've never seen that. I've never seen all the zombies be controlled by this one zombie naked man
Like
with three
a
pupils.
hive mind zombie force. So I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
that are
okay.
chasing the van, and there was like a few really cool sequences with that make me want to see it animated so bad. Like the first time where he's first introduced, and then when the Booker's trying to get Maeda, and they're chasing him, and then like it lifts the van up, the giant zombie thing just lifts up the van.
Yeah.
Like, that would be.
I was like, how are you guys gonna get out of here? And then that one dude was like, I guess I'll just turn the wheels. I was like,
It's like, I forgot it had four-wheel drive.
That's a good idea, though. I mean,
I was
if you're ever in that
disappointed.
situation, you know what to do.
I was disappointed that creepy glasses dude wound up being the like, I need to analyze everything and like
Newman?
I was like, God, you're such a fucking
And his name was
stereotype.
Newman.
Yeah, out of all of them, I was like, you are the biggest stereotype I've ever seen. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
well,
When
they were
he
all
had his hipster moment, I wanted to punch him in the face.
Which moment?
Which hipster
The
moment?
The
record player?
hipster, yeah, the hipster.
Mhm.
Oh, if it's digital music is all trash.
Oh,
right,
Mhm.
yeah.
oh, Newman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the one. Like, I don't know. When I first read it, reading it a second time around, the first time I read it, I didn't feel it was super character driven. But reading it the second time around, I'm like, okay, I can see I had a lot more affection for the characters the second time I read it, just because I'd gotten through it the first time, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Newman is definitely a big, like, feels very stereotypical, especially though he does have the creepy moment when he starts the dissection of like Booker, and he's just like digging into him and laying along to the music.
No, he's a psycho. That guy's a psycho. I
yeah,
think
we're
it's
all
pretty
a
No,
cool.
I'm
I don't
cool.
know.
Look, I'm cool with a psycho. Just
Yeah, we're
like,
fine
does
with
it?
that.
Does he have to be like the? Does he have to be the super analytical character and have the glasses? Like, did he have to be the one with the glasses?
Why didn't he have
What guy-
20/20
That always
vision,
happened.
man?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Newman.
guy reads a lot. All right, he reads. Give him a break.
No.
He was forced to
breaks.
because his mom was a jerk.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I like that we got his backstory,
Like a
and
little bit.
we got Iwa.
The big guy.
Iwa
The guy with the scar, right?
Yeah. Iwakuma.
You look cool.
Oh, and the bald guy. You got
Yeah, the bald
Iwa.
guy. I
And
like the bald guy.
I like the bald
Oh yeah,
guys
the
where
guy
they're
who
like,
can see 2 seconds ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Such
That doesn't make
bullshit
any
thing.
sense at all, but I like him.
That's
I
so
know.
random as
so
well.
bullshit, but they're like, it's reality. We accept
I believe
it.
them.
I like that
Yep.
they're like, how did you get this? And he goes, you don't want to know. No man
then
should
we
ever
know.
have to. Yeah, and then it goes into the flashback.
What'd you guys think of the flashbacks? I mean, they were like mandatory, like really quick. They didn't last.
They were super quick, but I was.
They weren't
glad
even
that
like
it
a
wasn't
cha-
like,
they
"Here's
weren't
an
even-
entire chapter.
Well, that's good. I actually really
I
like
liked
that. I
it.
mean, if they went into like a full like 60-page chapter of Newman's backstory with his mom beating the shit out of his hands or something, I mean, that would be kind of.
We got the idea. We got the idea in a very brief amount of time.
I do want to see more of that. I don't remember his name, but the bigger guy.
Iwakuma.
Yeah, his backstory was really interesting. How he was like in some different country with Japanese like ambassador and stuff, and he joined the group, and
The
they
like
taught him.
gorillas.
Yeah, they taught him to be all badass and shit. Dude, that's cool.
Look, I know that we had multiple scenes where he was just flat out murdering people and getting covered in blood, but he is absolutely my bae.
Oh yeah,
This
husbando.
manga, the
He's
whole
super
time I was like,
husbando.
please just stick around forever.
No, he was
I love
the coolest
him.
character. My favorite by far, honestly. Like
I
with all
like that his backstory gave him like real. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of realism not happening in here, but like,
No way.
What? No, this seems totally
this is
real.
totally
to me.
grounded in reality. But no, like his backstory and the way he grew up and what he experienced, it gave like, okay, now it makes sense why he's really good at fighting. Like his battle instincts are really strong. It's like he didn't just innately have it; like he had that bred into him. And so, I really like whenever he's just shooting guns. All of the panels where he just has a gun held up and it's a perspective of you looking into the barrel.
Oh,
and
he
holding it
also
up.
he also has a lot of experience cutting arms off because back in the flashback, he
does.
cut his friend's arm off, and then he had to
Yeah,
cut
that's
Elena's
true.
arm
And then he
off.
had to go. Oh, I didn't even.
That's
think
why
about
he
that.
knew where to cut.
Oh my god!
And
And?
Like looking at it now, we should have
Huh?
known that was gonna happen because Maeda said the exact same thing that dude said about them being friends, and then he laughed in the van, and then he had to cut his arm off. Fuck!
Oh man, full circle!
damn.
Jeez, it's like the mangaka planned it.
Wow.
Like-
It's like
it's
there's
like-
My
writers
mind
for
was
this.
just-
Oh my god!
Thought this through.
Weird.
Jeez.
Oh, we also got the backstory of the long-haired fella. No, it
An
wasn't.
actual
It wasn't.
backstory?
No, it wasn't like a full
No.
backstory. But it was like he went to his parents, to his mom's shop, and he pretty much told us. He told us directly his backstory.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
we were there with.
I don't
the
even
rest of the
remember
group.
his backstory.
Oh, his
They
dad
went
left
to
him,
a-
and then his mom. took
Oh,
over
with like the
things.
Then
arcade
he
or
left
something like
his
that?
mom.
Yeah, the arcade,
yeah.
arcade.
Ah,
But,
okay, I remember now.
what do you guys think of them? Or like, oh, you played the game. We'll hold them up.
I
was
loved
bad.
it. My
That was bad.
I
feels.
thought that was so stupid. I had to.
Oh,
finish
it was
That was the
stupid. It
dumbest
was
shit.
stupid,
When-
but my feels.
It was
No,
funny because
but-
they had this epic shot where he's just standing there playing the game and they're just like all bloody and just like
Slaughtering.
that was.
Here's-
that was
My favorite
fun.
part of that was when he says, "Oh, I got the high score," and they're like, "Yeah, we did too."
Yeah, we did too. and
Oh,
all the
no.
dead zombies. I was like, oh,
So-
the cheese.
The thing about that scene, like I don't even care that it's totally unrealistic and cheesy. The thing about that scene was that I was like, since when? Like it felt like Maeda went from 0 to 60 in like a
Yeah.
chapter. He went
'Cause he-
from I don't know how to hurt anybody. I swung,
he
but
was-
I didn't swing hard enough. And then suddenly he was like, I murdered so many of those things just now. And I was like,
Because he got the jumpsuit
yeah,
in the
that's
golf
why.
club.
Yeah,
That is so good though, because he could have been like a really annoying character
that's
for
true.
this. He
He
could have
became useful
ruined this
very
fucking
fast.
manga.
Video games made him violent.
Oh, man,
no.
Damn.
Listen, it's good in this case.
It's like the mangaka planned this.
I thought about it. Yeah, that part where Maeda got real swole real quick.
That's good. That's
Which
really good.
I like that's what I said. There was some stuff with like the character development. It just kind of like turned specifically for him. It was very, very snap of the fingers. Oh, it happened.
Well, everything is snap of the fingers in
But,
this
yeah.
series. It's a very, very fast-paced manga. Even like the whole thing with those people showing up about the whole zombies being angels and crap. I mean,
Yeah,
that didn't
very
last long
quick.
either. That was like a few chapters, and they're already like killing each other and shooting arrows and with zombie infused arrows.
Oh my god, I loved that.
Thank God, though.
Oh, the whole
Exactly.
thumbtack thing was pretty.
The thumbtack thing was dope. Also, I was so pissed off when those brothers went into the cell. I was like, no, 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 no.
I
And they were
know,
like,
dude.
is
I'm
it
like,
a lady? No.
Jesus.
I'll take this pen out, I guess. And I was like, no.
It was like so dumb. I was like, you're
God,
why?
Are they still alive, or did they die already at this point?
I don't even remember.
They're
After
alive.
reading through it like 3 times, I was like, did they?
I bet you they're still alive.
I think so.
Probably.
There's still a good number of.
We need more comedic moments from those fellas.
Yeah, they did provide all of it for the most part.
They're dumb.
They're
They're worst.
so
It was
stupid.
badass how he like with the blanks beat the shit out
Oh
of them.
yeah, you.
I mean, that was
Huma.
cool.
Yeah, I had a moment where I was like, oh shit, he's like straight up murdering these guys. And
I
they're
know. I had to go back and forth through pages, thinking like, wait,
What happened?
okay.
Cry. What are your
Okay.
thoughts on Ultimate Bay Iwakuma?
Well, listen, he's fun and all, but like, if you really get down to it, Rikun's the most bae of them all. I mean, just look at
Cradle
those
Robin.
eyes.
Cradle
Yeah,
Robin.
man. I just want to protect
Yeah, that-
him.
He-
And
Popping
he's
out.
very aerobic.
Actually, speaking
Oh,
of
God,
that,
can we-
his dad did the switcheroo where he's like "fuck you" to them at the very end.
I thought that was weird too.
That was really out of character for me, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Because he was so delusional about his son that I thought for sure when they were like, "Oh, we'll take them in. There's nothing wrong with your son." He was gonna be like, "Yeah, there's not. Yeah." But then he was like, "Fuck yourselves."
Yeah, because all of a sudden,
really
maybe he heard what they were doing to people, but it was like, I feel like
his delusions would have overpowered that.
Yeah, with how delusional we'd seen him the entire time, like the way his character had been built up, especially when it was first introduced. Like, what were your guys' thoughts when Rikun was first shown? Did you have?
I was like, he's okay. He's a bit weird, but I'll take him for now until he does some weird shit.
Wait, before
when Rikun
before we saw him,
when he was
the first time I saw him taped up, I knew it was one of theirs, like either their friends, companions, or wife or something. I've seen like Walking Dead and others.
I know.
So I know affected this point.
Go ahead.
When I saw that, I instantly started dreading them putting a bullet through the kid's head because I was like, at some point that kid has to die, and I don't want to see that.
Aww. Yeah.
Yeah. I prefer the direction they went with him. For sure.
Dude, we got the best sequence in the manga so far where a little kid beat the shit out of people.
Not even just beat the shit, he
literally murdered like them. 20 people, yeah.
Grotesquely and awesomely.
It was pretty great.
That was probably my favorite scene in the entire thing. Like, that's where we were originally going to stop, I think.
It was a little after that.
I wanted to for sure get us to that scene. Because that scene was, like, what made the manga for me the first time I read it.
Yeah.
And also it brought up, like, how the Booker can really hone in and control certain zombies and to protect Maeda. So that brings up the question about, like, how important is Maeda and, like, what's going on with him in the whole overall scheme of things.
Right.
Oh, it's just so awesome. And the art during that is pretty cool. If you like grotesque gore, that's a chapter that just is awesome. I thought was really neat.
I think the Rikun chapter, like the whole that whole sequence, was where I was like, man, the art has really stepped up because I took guys. I'm not on my work computer, but on my work computer there are so many screen caps of fucked up hands, like hands that are just like,
oh yeah,
like, what is who drew this?
He was so into the zombie dog hands that he just didn't know what else to do.
Oh my god! Specifically, what's long-haired dude's name?
Yoshikawa.
Yoshi, yeah.
Yoshi. I call him
He
Yoshi.
had so many like weird finger doohickeys that were happening. I was like, why Yoshi? Why only Yoshi?
Why?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's the chapter where it kind of like peaked. Like it showed how more advanced it had gotten.
Yeah.
Let's talk more in depth about the art. What are your guys' thoughts overall on it, from like beginning to where we stopped?
It's still a little sketchball to me. Mm-hmm. Like it's not super clean. It has specific panels where I'm like, knocked it out of the park. It reminds me a lot of when we read Haikyuu, and we were like, some of these panels are great, like so good, and then it gets sloppy, and then it gets great again, and then it gets sloppy. And again, I thought that by the time, like where we stopped, it was more good than weird, for sure. But it was a sketchy start for sure.
I had a different like look at it completely. Maybe it's because I just like read it all in one sitting and read it really really fast. Like I just rushed through it. It took me like 2.5 hours to go through the whole thing. I didn't really notice the art difference. Like I don't know
what this is called. I didn't notice the art. I had to go back because I skipped some pages.
I felt like I watched a movie. Like I just sat down and watched the movie. That's kind of how it went down for me. And I just remembered the art being really good where it needed to be, and the stuff that I didn't really, when they were talking, when they were moving around, I wasn't paying attention. I was just trying to get through it so I could see more zombie action, and that's kind of what this manga is for me. It's just full-blown zombie
action.
I feel like it's not even zombies though.
Guys, I think there are zombies in this.
Oh, it's zombies for me.
There are cultists,
See-
so.
See the way I was looking at the art, I really liked the designs to the point that I was overlooking the flaws in the art. So monster designs, just normal character designs. I thought it was all really well done. The settings were all really well put together. Like I had a sense of where everything was, with the exception of the points where they traveled long distances because they had to cut somewhere in terms of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could see where, like where you could point out maybe some inconsistencies in the art, but I don't know. I think the design sense made up for that.
Cry, what about you? Do you have any thoughts?
For me, I'm pretty much like Yoku. I just kind of like read it really quickly, and it all just kind of blended in together. And I don't read the last manga I read. I told you earlier was Gantz, and that was like 2 or 3 years ago at least. So my personal experience with like comparing manga to another manga is very minimal. So I can't be like, this is not up to my standards of what I think the drawing should be. It's more just, hey, this story's kind of cool. Okay, there's some lines to explain what's going on. All right, I'll take it. I don't really like judge it. I just take it for face value.
Oh gosh, Aaron, do you think that we're ruining our manga reading lives by doing this show? That just it's gonna be so hard for
no.
we're not when is the
when-
next time we're gonna read a manga and be like, this has just as good art as One Punch
I'm gonna
Man?
be honest.
Maybe never. Maybe
Nothing.
fucking
Vinland
never.
Saga.
I'm gonna be honest.
Vinland Saga.
I
Let's go
don't
read
go
that.
out I don't go out of my
Saga.
way to read many manga. Now that we do MangaPod, it's like
know.
I've read so much more manga in the 4 years.
Almost.
4 years?
Nah.
What?
No, almost 3. Almost 3.
Yoku, those are two very different numbers.
I didn't say 4. I said no.
Three
Like
years.
almost
Yeah,
3
yeah,
years.
maybe
Yeah,
we
it'll be
start-
3 in January.
No, we
February.
started in like 2012 or something. Wasn't it 2012?
Yeah, so it'll be 3 years.
February
in
of
February.
2012.
Yeah.
Oh, holy
Yeah.
shit.
107 years, weeks.
Isn't it like 2016 in 2 days? Come on. It's crazy.
2 days. Yep.
2
It
months.
is.
Yep.
Yep.
For me, the art, I really love the art from the beginning. I think there was definitely sketchy moments, but I thought that the weirdness of it really lent itself to the story and the monsters. It just gave it that more of a surreal atmosphere. And then as it went on, I absolutely adore the full panel shots that this manga has. I think those are some of the strongest parts of just the paneling and the art, and also just the pacing of it, how when the mangaka chooses to insert those have a real impact on me. And I just thought they were so cool. And so when I think of the art, I think of those full panel shots, on the cliffhanger when they're all falling from the top of the roof,
The actual cliffhanger.
the actual
hanger.
just seeing
that's
seeing them
legit.
fall all on their own, and then ending it with the full wide shot of all the zombies on the ground outside.
I like how they actually showed the fall, because the I don't know the names. Well, they jumped.
I don't know which this one is.
I don't know. They jumped and they showed how they fell
Yeah.
into the crowd.
Yeah.
So I don't
That's
know.
another that's
I don't know what
another
to think. I really have no idea what to expect. But go
Yeah,
back to,
me neither.
Nothing. I have not even 1%. Unless they're all gonna be like Superman, just fly out or something.
Yeah, they're all gonna Superman.
My
Yep.
personal thing is how Might is doing the whole transformation thing. I'm going to assume he's going to be like, I'm going to control them and save my friends, or some weird shit. But that's just my guess.
Yeah, I'm kind of assuming that.
Oh no! Please don't.
It's gonna do it.
He is waking up. He is waking up at that point. So yeah.
And then there's gonna be pterodactyl zombies. Just watch. It's
Oh
gonna be
man.
awesome. It's gonna be great.
By doing the zombie dogs, it really lends itself to doing anything. Once you hit zombie dogs, it's I have no expectations for this manga.
Yeah,
not being
it could
fucking
be
weird.
anything. Yeah, they keep showing that thing that looks like a stick bug with a big gem butt.
Oh, you mean the virus?
The virus.
The
yeah,
virus?
Yeah.
That's a zoom in of a virus.
I don't think
Fucking a jam button. Every time I see it, I'm like, is that one of the? Oh.
I just pictured exactly what you were saying.
One of those is gonna get really, really big, and there you go.
butt.
We stick bug with gem butt.
That's how it ends. It's just a giant stick butt.
It's gonna be so many stick bugs, jam butts.
Another what the fuck moment that I had that really freaked me out was when they shoot the Booker in the head and they're like, oh, thank God it's finally dead, because Maeda just shot it up like 50,000 times.
Yeah.
And then its brain matter starts coming back together and you're like, oh, it's just gonna reform its head. But instead a baby head comes out of its jaw
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
understand
yeah.
and it's like
that.
slithering away. I was like, what is it? That part creeped me out. Slithering really creeps me out. And like the giant baby head coming out of a jaw just
What about when it bit his thumb off and it did that whole
and it
smiley
just like
face?
smile. Oh,
It such beautiful eyes. You see those?
It was beautiful. It was so cute.
so
Little baby eyes.
so
Yeah.
adorable. I'm happy my baby doesn't look like that. That's all I'm gonna say. Creepy. It was so creepy. What was the creepiest moment for you guys?
It'd probably be that.
No, that's a really creepy
The
moment
baby
you
head.
just mentioned. Yeah.
The baby head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It was a baby head.
that part was.
Thanks, baby head.
I think the moment that made me go, oh, was when the mountain of bodies had picked up the van, and he did the very first screech,
Oh.
and his
Yeah.
whole chest like popped out, and then he turned into like this emaciated skeleton person, and I was like, what just fucking happened? And everybody's
Bro.
ears were bleeding. It was
How
like,
many times can their eardrums explode?
right?
Yeah,
I was
when
like, is everybody
previous,
deaf
it kept
now? But
happening.
they-
It kept happening. They did
Yeah.
it like 3 times in a row. It's like, dude, relax. It's like,
Dude, Booker, you're way too wound
You
up.
need to chill.
Come on. Yeah.
disgusting.
Lou, what was the creepiest moment for you?
I wouldn't say any of it was really creepy.
You weren't spooked?
No. I just really like the gore. So there's that. But
What was your favorite glorious moment then?
Favorite gore?
just the entire sequence with the kid just messing shit up.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like, man,
Like
just
faces
animate
getting
that.
ripped
Do an
off.
OVA and just animate that, but like with like
just the one.
$3 billion just put into it, and then make it look amazing. I want that to look good.
It was, that the gore. That was another part. Like the gore didn't feel, I don't know, canned to me. Like it didn't feel like the same kind of gore I always saw. It felt like well done gore. Like sometimes you see it where it's just, oh, it's the same thing over and over. Whereas this, every time there was like a head being blown off, I was like, yeah, that looks so dope.
Well, just like the body horror stuff, I thought was really well done. Like it felt artistically different, and I was like, yay!
Mm-hmm.
Weird shit that I haven't seen before. I'm into that.
I love weird shit.
Like it felt like when the zombies would get a hold of people, it felt like actual creatures were like beasts were ripping into them, as opposed to what you normally see, which is like limbs coming off, which seems more, I guess,
Cartoony.
yeah, well, cartoony, but also in a sense more, I guess, human, closer to human than beast,
Mm-hmm.
and how it acts. And I think just parts where things were getting ripped off, and I don't know, it just seemed more natural
Yeah.
to the setting.
Can I double check an assumption that I made
Uh-huh.
in this manga with you guys to make sure that I wasn't just like
I'm gonna make this face so that I don't spoil anything.
Okay. I'm gonna do it too.
I'm assuming the reason why Booker T
Uh-huh.
was protecting Maeda from the other zombies is because he specifically wanted Maeda for like his bite and not any of the like pleb bites. Like, right? Like he didn't want just some dude from the mountain biting him. Like the king had to bite him, right?
No, this is a yaoi.
I mean basically.
Yeah, you just want some of that made a butt.
They had so many
And
tender
really-
like mouth to mouth moments. But
OTP.
that's what I assumed, like why
Yeah.
why
That's
baby
what-
zombie popped up and I don't know.
That's what when I read it, that's what I assumed. Because, like, he felt like he was very protective, possessive of him.
Yeah.
It was like, I found you, you're the one I want.
He wants to be the big spoon.
Okay. You're the one I want to be my little spoon.
Right.
That's what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I think, too.
Yeah. You don't mess with the boss's bae. I guess that's
Exactly.
what it was. Yeah.
That's the true message of this.
That's the true. Yeah, that's the real story of For the Apocalypse.
Does anybody else have anything they would like to touch on? Otherwise, we can wrap up and give our final thoughts and ratings.
Well, random tidbit. I just thought it was kind of cool how they had that one scene where it's like, whoa, these guys are professional soldiers and they are actually way stronger than we thought. And then they'll kill us in under 2 seconds.
Yes.
So I thought that was cool. Like a whole shift of power there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that too because they kind of led you to believe, oh, these kids are gonna get the drop on these guys, right? And then it very quickly turned into, no, never mind, they are trained soldiers. We are fucked.
They are severely outmatched.
We are children.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. That whole panel, that was another panel that, like, just 2-page spread that was awesome. The part where, like, the soldiers pull out their guns and have them pointed at all of the kids. It was like, oh shit, just really impacted, like, showed the impact of that moment where they were like, oh, we're fucked if we do anything. I liked during that part where Newman got mad at Yoshi for not hiding the body better. He was like, really? You couldn't have put it somewhere else other than under the bed? Unless that was intentional.
I thought Yoshi was going to be a really obnoxious character, and I wound up actually really liking him. It's like, I kind of love that you give no shits.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I felt the same. I was like, oh, you're the long-haired pretty boy is what I thought he was just going to be. But he ended up being like, yeah, fuck everyone. Fuck everything. I'm just here.
I do what I want, and if I die, I guess whatever.
It's like, whatever.
It's like, what?
That's why I really liked the part where Newman had this big elaborate plan and was trying to get them all time, and then Yoshi's like, yeah, we all killed that fucker, bye, and then he just jumps. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, that's so in character for him.
Yeah, I actually really loved that, because, like, going into everybody else's heads, they were like, he's stalling for time, but really we're not going to fix anything doing this. Like, can we actually get out of this if we, spin this long enough? And then Yoshi was like,
he's like, it's a beautiful day to die.
Yep.
Yeah. I did love Yoshi. I did end up, like, having a soft spot for basically all of the characters. The main four.
They were all entertaining. They were all interesting enough to like, read about and watch. I mean, they could have picked worse characters or, made worse characters to follow and made them much more annoying. But these guys were they're all badass in their own way. And this is a badass manga, and it makes everything more badass. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's do final thoughts and ratings. Who would like to go first? I'm trying to think of my number.
Yeah, me too.
So, numbers can be arbitrary if you want them to be, just so you know.
You
can have as many decimals as you want.
Be really
as many zombie pupils as you would like. Zombie dogs.
Oh, I forgot about their eyeballs. Their eyeballs were fun.
Those were cool.
Oh, especially the Boker's eyeballs.
The Boker's eyeballs were my favorite.
Triple pupil.
Loved.
They
felt
were
like
so
I was reading
pretty.
Naruto again.
The zoom in on their eyes were really pretty. I was like, oh. Okay.
Okay. I'll go. I'm gonna give this a 7.5 with the ability to grow in number. I really liked it. It didn't blow me away, but I thought that it was really, really fun. And obviously, I'm invested in what happens next. I thought the designs of the creatures, the monsters, the infected, were really cool, and it went in a direction that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, I hope that it just continues to improve. I hope the art continues to improve, and maybe we'll read it again on MangaPod.
I hope we read it again on MangaPod, because that's not fair.
Otherwise,
I might read it either way, or I might forget.
There's only some, like, there's not that many chapters. We read basically halfway.
Yeah, we read halfway. That'll be kind of cool.
Because it's done.
But I guess I'll go. I give this a solid 8. I think, and I think it'll stay an 8 throughout the second half. I don't I don't see it like getting, unless like something crazy happens that blows my mind, and I just like, oh my god. But I doubt that's gonna happen. I kind of tell like what I'm gonna feel about this because the solid.
Yoko's like, I don't need to read more.
No, I'm not saying I'm gonna read more. I'm just saying I can kind of tell throughout what I read so far. I've pretty much, my feelings on it has been pretty much the same throughout the beginning till the middle part, and I am totally enjoying it, and totally can't wait to read the other part and just see what other crazy shit they're gonna do, and yeah, I mean, I just kind of I have a
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
Tell us more.
Go on.
Go on, right? Yes.
So deep.
Yep.
It's been so long since we've had a frozen Yoku.
I know. Yoku, we've missed this.
Yes.
Yep.
Or just,
Oh. Hi.
okay, am I still here?
Just come back to him like.
What I was saying is I have a feeling that it's gonna have a pretty like lame ending, like because we're already halfway. I just can't see a series like this just ending in a way that where I'm just gonna be like, oh, what a great ending. So I don't know. That's the one thing I'm kind of scared about it. But yeah, that solid 8, and I think it'll pretty much stay on that. It doesn't really matter what happens, even if it's gonna be a shitty ending, good ending. I've had a really good thrill with it.
A real good thrill.
I want to
like
go next. I want to go next.
Hit it,
I'm going to
Logan.
give it 8 Booker T's out of 10. 8 dickless Booker T's out of 10. You got to be specific.
Yep.
I really enjoyed the story. I felt that it was paced very well. I felt it was building a world and trying to present the reason for the zombie outbreak in a unique and interesting fashion. I do feel that it does have its own list of shortcomings, like characters acting outside of what we would expect them to do. Also, just some minor inconsistencies in the art style, which I mean I was able to overlook, but just after talking about it with you guys, like it's starting to stand out a little bit more for me. But I do feel like, unlike what Yoku said, I personally feel like this story has a lot of room to grow, because eventually they're gonna have to go outside of the fort's walls for real and stay outside of it. So I'm curious what's gonna happen going forward, and I would like to read more of this on MangaPod.
Awesome.
But it's only 49 chapters, so I doubt it's gonna really go to many places.
Shh.
Right.
don't
Don't
know,
ruin it for me.
They could pull a Naruto. And like, now it's time for Fort of
For
the...
Apocalypse Shippuden.
Yeah, Fort of
my
the
favorite
Apocalypse
one.
Shippuden.
They can go Fort of the Apocalypse GT, and it's just
Yep.
completely non-canon.
Fort of the Apocalypse Super.
And Maeda turns into
Yeah, and then redo the whole damn story again.
Yeah.
In more detail.
No.
Like the movie.
Cry, would you like to go, or I can go?
I can do it and then you could finish.
Okay.
Okay. So I give it a pretty good out of really good. It could have been pretty bad, but it's pretty cool that it was pretty good. So that's pretty sick. And I mean, I'm a big fan of stuff getting weird and wonky. So that that happened in it. So that's a positive thing. And yeah, if you like weird shit and not random yaoi stuff, because this isn't that. It's not yaoi.
It is.
Go ahead and
Kinda
hit it up.
is.
It's not fruits baskets or nothing, but it'll do what it's gotta do.
I
Alright,
want
cool.
Fruits Basket.
See, I disagree.
for
Cry. It
Apocalypse
is
crossover.
it is totally Fruits Basket.
It's
Wasn't it
Oh.
based off Fruits Basket?
There's also lots of yaoi in this.
Yeah.
It's
They all
it's,
bang.
it's
Lots of mouth
exploding with
touching.
BL.
in
Lots
a
of mouth.
prison.
Mm.
It's there.
It's-
I'm just-
There's like one female in the whole freaking series.
This. That's the whole.
It's
whole thing.
more like this, Dodger.
Oh,
Yep.
Depends.
isn't
Are they trying to go at it with Booker T? Because you gotta get creative.
Yeah, then it's just kind of like.
it?
Aaron, would you like to give your final thoughts?
Sure. I have read this manga numerous times. Like I said at the beginning of this, I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite horror. I think it has a lot of issues, but from an entertainment standpoint, it's definitely got all of the things that I look for. It has a lot of gore. The action scenes are awesome, and like the way the art does them in the perspective of the panels, it makes me feel like I'm watching a movie with it, and I want to see an anime of it so bad. I just love it. I think it's really great. If you're looking for a zombie horror manga, then this is one you definitely need to check out. It's really interesting with the story twist that it takes, and I think it's awesome. So I'm going to give it a 8.6969 to go with the yaoi.
Yeah, so much yaoi.
Nice.
So much yaoi. So, yeah, there you go. We all recommend it if you're looking for a horror manga to check out, especially since it's Halloween and it's so spooky.
And it's all on Crunchyroll.
It is all on Crunchyroll, so you can legally read it.
But Aaron, I don't have a Crunchyroll account. How do I read?
I know where this is going.
Dodger, let me tell you, if you go to crunchyroll.com/mangapod, you can get a free 30-day trial of their premium membership, which means you can read it, plus tons of other manga and watch tons of anime hours after they come out in Japan, which is pretty cool. Also, you can read the manga on Crunchyroll's app if you have a premium membership. So.
You can read the app as well.
You can read the app. If you get Crunchyroll, you can read the apps.
Pretty interesting.
Only by going to crunchyroll.com/mangapod.
Yeah, that's literally the only way to get there. So you have to type that whole thing in.
Oh boy.
We're real professional here, Cry.
That
was all like staged and written. And stuff,
I was trying to figure out if I could do the Booker jaw face with the baby coming out, or if it's just like if you can extend. Can anyone extend their jaw far enough?
I don't think so.
I want to see a cosplay of that.
It'd be terrifying.
All right, so I'm going to read. That wraps up our discussion on Fort of Apocalypse, or Apocalypse no Tori Day. Definitely go and check it out. Now I'm going to read the description for the manga that we're reading next week, and you guys in chat get to guess what it is. I almost just read the title.
Oh, that would ruin it.
Okay, in this new action comedy, everything about a young man named Blank screams average, from his lifeless expression to his bald head to his unimpressive physique. However, this average-looking fellow doesn't have your average problem. He's actually a superhero that's looking for tough opponents. The problem is, every time he finds a promising candidate, he beats the snot out of them in blank blank. Can Blank finally find an evil villain strong enough to challenge him? Follow Blank through his hilarious romps as he searches for new bad guys to challenge.
Is that Krillin's Adventures?
Oh, it is!
It is, yeah!
I knew it!
Yeah!
Wolf Neko got it.
I think a lot of people in chat have gotten it.
They've got it.
Yes, it's Two Punch Dude.
Two Punch Dude.
Bald head guy.
Two Kick Dude.
Did you guys see the crossover of Whose Line Is It Anyway with One Punch Man?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to say it because I'll ruin it, but it was really funny. Go find it somewhere.
You can link it to us after the show's done.
Yeah, I can do that. Yes, we are reading One Punch Man chapter 47 to the most recent. I'm not sure what it is, but they're super duper short. So whenever we read One Punch Man, we're like, whatever is out, because you're going to get through them pretty
How much
quickly.
is that? About like 20, 30?
You know, it's a good question. You'll be surprised for next week.
Yeah, there's like 5 chapters out.
We're going to read chapters 47 through 50. They're 5
gonna be a
pages
short
of
manga
chapters.
pod.
It's going to be great.
Guys, I've been so excited for us to read more One Punch Man,
One
especially
Punch
since
Man
the anime's been
so
out.
awesome.
Fuck.
Anime's been so awesome. Dude.
Oh, it's so good.
Dude, yeah. Madhouse is bae.
Oh man, that
Their
was
animation on that show.
keep blowing us
So.
away.
Yes, so we're reading One Punch Man, like I said already. Let's go ahead and shout out our stuff super fast, and then we'll say goodbye, Yalu.
Yeah, with special guest Baron J.
Yes, I thought I said that.
I didn't hear that.
Baron J. I might have
Baron J.
tapered off.
Baron Bay.
Baron J.
I don't know.
He's at
Baron J. Baron J.
I was too busy laughing at the Two Punch Dude joke.
home. Yeah.
If you would like, that does make me want to say, if you would like to know what our upcoming schedule is, you can go to reddit.com/r/mangapod, and the schedule is there, as well as recommendation thread where you can leave comments about what manga you would like to see us read. We are going to be doing our next schedule very soon, so go ahead and leave your recommendations on there. If there's some on Crunchyroll that you would like us to read, go ahead and check out there too, and we'll definitely look into reading those as well. So let's shout out our stuff super fast, and then we'll say goodbye. I'm Erin of Happily Erin. I do all sorts of weeb shit, anime reviews, anime first impressions, unboxing videos, MangaPod. All the previous MangaPods are hosted on my channel. And if you want to find me on any social media, I'm Happily Erin all across the everything. Come see me tweet about stuff. It's mostly pictures of my baby right now.
Aw.
At least be honest.
Yeah, I spam my baby.
He's
For
pretty
likes.
cute. I'm Dodger. You might be watching this show on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/dexterity-bonus, but I also have a YouTube. What? youtube.com/pressheart to continue. I also do some weeb stuff. I do visual novels and dating sims, and I just put up a fall 2015 anime season first impression video where I watched the first couple episodes of 21 different anime and then attempted to give you
Oh
a
my
lowdown
God.
on whether or not I liked them. It was a shit
Hey, you
show.
okay?
It's
Yeah,
like an
are you
hour-long
okay?
video. Enjoy.
Are you alright?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Your
I'm
head's
okay.
not gonna blow up?
No, I'm okay.
Too much weeb? Did you
Too much.
weeb too hard?
There's never too much weeb. But yeah, so go check that out and let me know what you thought, or if you think I'm a dummy and a show that I said was garbage is going to be amazing. Look, I'm down for whatever comments you want to leave. And on all the social medias, I'm at DexBonus, DEXBONUS. Thanks for watching, guys. I was so excited to do this show today that I ejaculated and pooped at the same time.
Oh, you too?
I just wanted one of us to somehow throw back to that.
I'm happy
Just
it
needed
was you.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Yokurama. You can find me on Aaron's channel on MangaPod. It's been a while.
I like how he just gave up.
I know, you
I know, it's about-
I
It's
don't
about
know.
it's about time. It's about time.
Did you guys know that? So last week we read Beck, and apparently Yoku has covered a song from Beck previously.
Oh no, that
If
was
you go
tough.
to the comment section on our previous MangaPod, you can find a link to it. I just wanted to say
Oh
that.
my
Yeah, I was a
God,
big
I
fan
need
of that
it.
anime. It was good. Full Moon Sways. Really good song. But you can still find me on Twitter at Yokurama Talks, and on my anime list, just search Yokurama if you want to see the stuff that I'm watching. I haven't watched too much stuff lately. I've been busy, but yeah, now that MangaPod's back, I'm gonna get more into this flow of things. Gonna have to go watch 21 first episodes. After
Yeah.
this.
22, watch Osomatsu-san.
23, watch
Right
Haikyuu after you finish
after-
season 1 of Haikyuu.
Right after this.
Apparently, some people think Asterisk is worth your time, but I disagree.
I also disagree. Watch Osomatsu-san instead.
I mean, the only thing I'm watching is One Punch Man, and I think if I'm gonna watch
Watch
something,
Iron-Blooded Orphans! Holy
Oh my
shit!
God,
Do
yeah!
you like Gundams?
I like Gundams.
You
Watch
need to watch,
Mobile Suit Gundam
I
Iron-Blooded
see-
Orphans. It's so
Iron- oh my
good.
God.
After you watch Osomatsu-san.
No, watch it first.
Watch it at the same time.
Okay,
I could
yeah, watch
I'm
it.
smarter.
Watch Iron-Blooded Orphans first, so you're not let down after watching Osomatsu-san.
Oh,
It's
God.
my second favorite
I-
anime this
I-
season,
oh,
and
God.
it's right there with
God.
One Punch Man.
Oh, God.
What?
Oh, God.
It's Lou.
Same director as Gintama.
Oh, God.
I like
Lou
Gintama's
just,
good.
like, Z-snap faced at you. He's just like...
All right, I'll try it out, Lou. Lou, I'll try it out. Okay. Okay.
My name is Lou, and I'm from Lou Talks Anime. You can find me at youtube.com/Lou Talks Anime now, where I talk about weeb trash. I do first impressions, reviews. I also started a new series today called Explain with Anime, where I use various references to shows, tropes, and trends in anime to explain different topics. And I explain the 2016 presidential election with anime. It is a clusterfuck, and people seem to like it. It's already the second most liked video on my channel. So go check it out. Because,
Awesome.
spoiler, I compare it to Love Hina.
Oh, I love that.
Oh.
Go check it out.
The 2016 presidential election is just a harem manga.
Yeah.
Just watch the video, and it will make sense.
Awesome.
You can find me on Twitter at Lou Talks Anime and AskFM Lou Talks Anime and Instagram Lou Talks Anime. and let's talk weeb trash together. What up?
Oh, cool. Well, my name's Cry. I don't really do plugs, so I'm just gonna say you should watch my favorite anime as of late, BoJack Horseman.
It's a good anime.
Yeah,
That's a
Best
good Chinese
anime.
cartoon.
Yeah.
great anime. And that's about it. All right, bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, Cry. You are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
We
I really know
appreciate
anime.
you. Perfect. Perfect ending.
Yep.
Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on twitch.tv/dexteritybonus, as well as youtube.com/happily. And we were going to be reading One Punch Man chapters 47 through whatever is currently out. So thank you all so much for watching.
Yep.
Cry, thanks for being here.
Yup.
We'll see you guys next